This is Geeky Girls Journal. If you are new here, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. If you are already a subscriber, that means you're part of the family. And welcome in. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Today is January 13th. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what to talk about today. I wanted to show up for you all. I wanted to show up, and it was a challenge making myself get on here. It was definitely a challenge coming on. And I just thought, you know what? If it's a challenge, I need to definitely step up and get on there. And that maybe is what we could talk about. Have you ever faced times where it was just so challenging for you to do that thing that you know you have to do, but yet and still you just got up and you did it anyway because you knew it had to be done. You knew that nobody else could do it quite like you. You knew that nobody else could do it for you. You had to just get on there and, put your big girls clothes on, big boy clothes on, and get up and get started. So I was listening to something a little bit earlier, and I want to backtrack and go back to it, but it was saying, change the part of the world that you can change. And maybe that's what we can talk about, changing the part of the world that you can change. How do you do that? If you're saying that you're a leader in any industry, you can have influence, like be a positive influence in somebody's life. So if God's touched you to do something, if God asks you to do something, then just do it. You may come on not knowing what to do and how to do it. You may show up not even knowing what to say, just like today. I'm showing up. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but I know that with God, all things are possible. So it's going to have to happen today. It is going to have to happen. Um, when God calls you to do something, you have to trust God and trust that He's going to make provisions and He is going to work the situation out for you. That's what I'm here doing today. Because, like I said, I'm like, I don't even know. Yes, Lord. Hey, Gwen Stacy. Thank you for coming in. Looks like you can understand where I am. I'm showing up. I'm just trying to show up and do whatever it is that God wants me to do. Maybe that's just talk, and maybe that's just be here with you all today. Maybe it's just saying some encouraging words. I do have a testimony. I have a testimony that I like to share. I can't even really tell you all what the details are, but I can tell you in a roundabout way what it is. And if you can catch what I'm putting down, you'll understand it. And hopefully it will encourage you, and it will continue to show you that God is faithful and that God does exactly what He says He's going to do, and that God has all control, most importantly. So I'm just going to say it kind of without saying it, but I want to say it because I want you all to be encouraged. So, hey, Mr. Terry, how you doing? How's your surgery go? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mr. Terry. So this is the story, you all. The end of last week, I had called a business. I had to call this business because I needed to have a conversation with them. And if you all know anything about me, it's that I like to ask lots of questions. And I had lots of questions for this business because it was going to impact my family greatly. And also, it's this thing that I was requesting was thousands of dollars, right? Thousands of dollars, and would make a very big difference in, my bank account. So, of course, I'm going to ask all the questions. And I did. I called the place and I was asking the questions, and I had read the procedures, the policies, everything, so that I had a handle on what was to come. And there were some things that I didn't know about. So when I called and I, was talking to the representative of this particular company, and I was asking all my questions, and as they spoke, I had more questions. So I'm like, well, how can this be, and how is this going to work for us? How is this going to work so that this situation is a better situation for all parties? And so as I'm talking to this person, they are telling me there's nothing we can do about this. There is nothing that we can do further. Our hands are tied. And so I was like, okay, well, who is your boss? I want to speak to your supervisor. can I speak to somebody else other than you? Because what I found is that I don't like to get an answer from one person because that's their opinion. That's what they think. They may even be misinformed, right? And may not know all the information. So I like to at least talk to three other people, at least two, three most of the time. In this case, I was just able to talk to one. I wasn't able to talk to anybody at that moment. So I was like, okay, well, can you leave them my name and number? And they're like, it doesn't matter if we do that. I'm telling you, this is something that we cannot do. We cannot make this happen. What you're requesting. Hi, Alfredo, how are you? This is something that we cannot do. It's against, they were saying it was against policy and it's no way it can happen. And even if I talk to somebody else, there's nothing they can do about it. And I was like thinking to myself, oh yeah, there's something you can do about it. And I'm a person that I won't stop with one no. I'll keep going, right? I'll keep going. So I was like thinking to myself, okay, I'm just going to talk to somebody else who will give me more information. And they were like, no, it's nothing we can do. Even if you talk to somebody else, it's not going to work. I said, okay, cool. So I kind of, ended that conversation within like a 20-30 minute period after I asked all the questions, right? So I went ahead, I left that conversation, and I just started doing, running my errands, picking my children up from school. And as I'm doing this, I was praying, I'm like, Lord, only you know how to resolve this situation. Only you know what to do. And I was like, Lord, I can't do anything more. I've done everything I can do. I need you to do what you do. And I need you to kick it into gear really quickly. Like, I need you to do this right now. And I was like, Lord, this is urgent. I need you to, I need you to take care of this situation for me. So I had the wrong date, January 13th. It says January 8th. Oh, it says January 13th on mine, Mr. Terry, but I'll check. Thank you for telling me that. I'll double check and make sure it's the right date up there. So, yeah, so I was praying. I was just praying and praying and praying. I'm like, Lord, only you can fix this. I cannot do anything. I've done everything I know how to do. And as I was picking up my children, I missed a couple phone calls. I didn't even realize I missed this important phone call that I did. So by the time I got home and I got the kids settled all in, and I saw that I had missed messages, missed voice messages. So I checked my voicemail, and I rarely do that. Like, it has to really be, I don't know, I have to really have time to be able to really check my voice message. Most people know to text me or to call me again, right? So this person left me a voice message, and I'm like, let me just check these messages and clear my message. This is something I really don't do, you all, right? I normally don't do it, especially if it's just unidentified numbers. I won't listen to the messages. So the Lord was telling me, listen to my messages. At this time, it's 4:40 p.m. It's 4:40 p.m. So I'm listening to the messages, and I'm getting past all the relevant ones. And it was about six of those that I missed. And then I get to this last message. And this message is a representative from the company that I spoke to earlier. So this person is like, call me back as soon as you get this message. They left their name, their title, everything. And they said, call me back. I work until 5 p.m. today. So of course I'm like, oh man, it's 4:40. Let me hurry up and call them. So I was like, oh, I'm not missing this opportunity. I'm not going to wait another day. Let me just call them right now. So that's what I did. I called the person right now. You all, God works. I'm telling you, God had his hand in it, and he definitely took care of the situation, because when I spoke to that person, yes, I was on the phone with them for a while because they were trying to suggest other things, and they were like, normally we can't do this, we can't do that. The policy states that we can't do it this way. And I was just like, it has to be something that we can do. How can we work together on this, right? I did not. I'm like, this is thousands of dollars that I'll be missing. So how can we make this happen so that I'm happy and so that you all are happy, right? So I'm going on and on. I'm like, how can we do this? Like, what's the best solution? And I'm just talking to the person, and they say, you know what? I can do something. I can do something to help you out, right? And you all, that problem went away. It went away. Didn't lose the thousands of dollars that I could have lost. The situation worked out in a way that I just could not have even imagined. I wish I could tell you exactly what it was, but this person said, please don't say anything, don't mention it. So while I'm just telling you in a roundabout way what happened, I can't tell you the exact details. Just know that God blessed us, and I was able to for things to work out on my behalf, and also did not lose money that I did not lose thousands of dollars. I'll just put it that way. So I tell you all that so that you can continue to look forward to those things that God's going to bless you with, because He's always there, regardless if we think He is or not. If we think He's working or if we think He's forgotten about us or whatever, He's always there working in the background and doing those things that we cannot. Sometimes it happens quickly, just like it did for me this particular time, and sometimes it may just take a while. But God is faithful and He's going to come through on what He promises. Have faith in God. Yep. Hey, Daddy. Hey, my. Good morning. Hello, Deacon Terry. Welcome back. Yeah. Hey, Deacon Terry. I went to the Southern College of Optometry Thursday. My eye pressure was down in my left eye. I had to make an appointment with the doctor who performed my corneal eye transplant surgery later today. All right, Mr. Terry. That's a good update. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Terry. You are. As I said at the beginning of this live, I think I just was supposed to come on here and tell you that story because I have no idea what else I'm supposed to say. I just know that I needed to show up today. I needed to say something encouraging, so I did. Check. Now what? 11 minutes in, this could just be an upload. Um, Thank you all for coming in today. I'm not going to even hold you any longer. Hopefully, you got something out of that testimony, even though I couldn't give you details, because when I tell somebody, I'm not going to tell the information. I have to stand to that. I can give you a roundabout, like idea about how it went down, but no details, no company names, nothing of that nature. But I just wanted to remind you that God does what He says He's going to do for you. He never leaves you alone. And like I said, it was nothing I can do in that situation but pray. And I knew that when I got that call, I knew it was nothing but God, because I was already told there is nothing we can do for you. And the first person I spoke to, they were just like, they weren't trying to wiggle, they weren't trying to do anything different. I asked for email addresses. I said, "Can I speak to your boss? Can I talk to your boss's boss?" Because I don't have an issue speaking to head of corporations. Whoever I need to speak to, that's who I want to talk to make sure that we can get this thing done. But it was a gatekeeper that wouldn't even let me get past that point. They were just like, "No, you can't talk to the person. We're all in the same department. We get the same emails. We get the same calls." I was like, "No, but I need to talk to your boss. And whoever your boss's boss is, that's who I want to talk to." But I couldn't do anything. It was just like my hands were tied. No matter who I called, no matter who I emailed, no matter what. It was just, they said no. Until I had that person that God touched, and they left a message, and I was able to move forward from that point and get some resolve. So I'm just thankful for that, you all. And that's all I'll come on here to say. 13 minutes in. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, if you are somebody that's looking to build a stronger relationship with Christ, come over here and let's talk about it. I'm on a journey, and so are you. Nobody's perfect, so feel free to come in, join the conversations, leave your comments in the comment section, and we're going to elaborate. That's it. See you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming in.